Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia. Welcome everybody. Today I am working with another backdrop from Kate's Backdrops. I am excited to share this one with you because it's a Christmas backdrop. It's one of my favorite from Kate's Backdrops Christmas backdrops. I will link and list everything in the description under the video. Go ahead and check it out. Also, I will be adding some of the balloons. I will go very mute with colors and I will explain why. Without any further ado, let's go. So this is the package that I received from Kate's Backdrops. As you can see here on the smaller picture, we are working with this beautiful backdrop. I cannot wait to open this up and see how everything's going to look. So let's just tear this apart and see more. And time to reveal this beauty. Oh, this is cute. If you've seen my previous Kate's Backdrop review, then you know that Kate's Backdrops are very nice and soft and kind of like a velvety like material. Very beautiful colors. This backdrop is 8 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Fits my frame perfectly. I will link my frame in the description under this video as well. And you often ask me, where did I buy that fabric behind me? I bought it from my local discount fabric store. Unfortunately, this store does not ship any fabrics anywhere. So unless they change something, I don't know, but as far as I know, they don't ship it. You probably have a question, how am I supposed to hang this backdrop? Well, it's very easy. At the very top of this backdrop, they included this opening right here. So you feed your pipe into this opening and your backdrop will hang very comfortably and very straight. Also, Kate's Backdrops, they do provide any size backdrop that you want. So that's awesome. Anyways, let's go hang it. I'll go and I will tackle all of the balloons and make a beautiful balloon garland. I need to finish with this backdrop. It's looking great, but I dislike all the wrinkles, you guys. It is very important to steam all of the wrinkles out because backdrop, you're taking pictures against it. You will see the wrinkles. You want your setup to look nice and polished. Getting rid of wrinkles will take your setup to another level. I cannot stand when I see a picture or a setup at any events with any of the wrinkles. I just cannot. That ruins everything for me. So I always keep my hand steamer somewhere aside, somewhere just in case if I need to steam something out. I always take it with me if I'm using fabric. This hand steamer is very handy, very comfortable. It's not bulky, it's not too heavy. It's comfortable to travel with and work with on locations. You don't have to drag this bucket off with this stand with the steamer. Hand steamer, way to go. I will link it in the description under this video. Let's go and steam this out. And deciding what color balloons should I use to create a balloon garland. This backdrop on camera does not look too green, but in real life this part over here, it's a lot more greener than on camera. So when I was choosing this backdrop, my first initial plan was to use white and gray and create this kind of like a full fluffy sky and have some 3D snowflakes falling from the sky. If you look at the backdrop, it's kind of snowing, so I thought it would fit really nicely, but this green is taking me by surprise right now. So I am still thinking what I want to do. So I pulled out obviously white balloons, some of silver metallic balloons, and I also have this willow from my previous video. We'll see, because this willow will match this green up top very, very well. All ready to inflate my balloons. In this video, I am using my electric balloon pump from Laura Del Paper and Balloon Company. The name of this pump is Zoom. Also, I am using Qualitix balloons. I got them from Laura Del Paper and Balloon Company in 3 sizes: 11, 17, 5, 4 sizes, and a 36. If you would decide to purchase anything from Laura Del Paper and Balloon Company, you can always use my code Anastasia10 for 10% off at checkout. This is an affiliate code, and it's totally up to you if you want to use it or not. This code is valid only for your first purchase and if you're a new customer to Laura Del Paper and Balloon Company. So here's what I'm doing. I am setting this gray and this willow color aside and working with Qualitix. In the mix with Qualitix, I have BSA balloons in 17-inch balloons. Taking 2 11-inch balloons and blowing them into different sizes. Something like this. As soon as I'm done inflating them, I am pressing them against the floor to give them more rounder shape. This step is absolutely and totally optional. Some people love more rounder balloons, some people don't mind more elongated look, but if you will overinflate your balloons and then try to press your balloons against the floor, it's not going to work. Then crisscross your necks and tie your balloons into a pair. One more very, very important thing, you guys: do not overinflate your balloons, because it's not going to look great. Your balloons might pop faster, and it will give you less of a stretch of your neck and less neck space for you to work with later on. So do not overinflate. I will quickly show you an overinflated balloon. This is an overinflated balloon. As you can see, it's kind of trying to take this pear shape now, way overinflated. And if you look at the neck of your balloon, it has less stretch than your regular blow into the size balloon. So let some air out until your balloon looks something like this. Pretty round, and we got rid of that pear shape look from your balloons, so that's good. And if you look at the neck of your balloon, it's a lot more stretchier. You need this much stretch, or even better if it's longer, for making and constructing your balloon garland later on. These 17-inch BSA balloons, they do blow larger than 17-inch balloons, and I don't think I will be using 36-inch balloons because these are pretty big. So instead of Tuftex metallic silver balloons, I want to use regular gray balloons. I found these in my stash of balloons that I bought from Amazon. I don't know what kind of quality they are. I definitely like this color a lot better because it's not your typical gray balloon, but it's a very nice subtle gray. And I will try to inflate these into smaller balloons and make smaller clusters. To cluster our balloons, I am working one color at a time, so I'm grabbing 2 different pairs of balloons in white color and intertwining them together, something like this. Then taking another cluster and adding on to this quad that we just made and intertwine everything together. We're taking another pair. Let's take the biggest pair from 17-inch balloons and adding this on, intertwining everything between our balloons here and there. Just make sure you intertwine everything nice and tight together. And this is how everything's going to look inside. Pretty tangled, but everything is very snugged and tight together. gray balloons, I really want to make quads, something smaller than a cluster, because I want to strategically place these gray balloons and mix them really nicely into my white. So let's go for the quads. If anything else, we can always combine two quads together to create a cluster. I will also leave some of a pair of balloons separate from my quads. To construct my balloon garland, I will be using necks of my clusters. I love this technique because it's so much faster than any other technique, and it makes your balloon garland so full, and you don't have to fill in spaces as much as you would have to fill in with any other technique. So I am taking two different sizes of balloon clusters. I am reaching in inside of my cluster into my necks and finding the longest and stretchiest neck in that cluster, doing exactly the same thing with my second cluster, reaching in and looking for that balloon neck. I think I found them, grabbing those necks and tying them together, combining these two clusters together. It's kind of hard to show you what is happening right now with tying these clusters, but I will show you an up close a little bit later. You guys, first you will probably would need a little bit more finger strength, but you'll get used to it when you'll be using this technique more and more often. And here is what we have inside of our started balloon garland. Spaces with my gray balloons, I want to use 2/60s of balloons. I recently started using this technique with filling in spaces with 2/60s, and I really like it. I still love my rubber bands, don't get me wrong. I will probably switch to rubber bands a little bit later for other balloons, but with these grays I will be using 2/60s. I am taking my quad of balloons. Quad is 4 balloons together, and I am tying one end of 2/60s to my quad. You can absolutely cut your 2/60s in half and use halves of 2/60s. And I am taking a pair of balloons in gray color and tying my second end to this pair. Now we have this. Let me show you what we're going to be doing with all of this. I am taking my 2/60s with gray balloons on each end and stretching it and intertwining this 2/60 between my balloons in a spot where I want to fill in spaces with my gray balloons. Intertwine it between your balloons, make it sit nice and snug. Fix it, go around it. You can bring this one upwards, whatever works, and whatever you want to create out of these gray balloons. And I feel like it looks great. Always step back and look at what you did, because sometimes up close everything looks perfect, and when you step back and look at it, sometimes things don't work as you see it up close. So very important, take time, step back, and assess the situation. Stepped back and I didn't like how this gray was drooping down, so I want to switch it and bring it a little bit higher than it is now. Sometimes if I need to use a single quad without an additional pair of balloons, I will be using rubber bands. I am simply taking my rubber band and looping over one of the balloons. Now I can stretch my rubber band and loop it over any other balloon on my garland, and this cluster, or not cluster, quad, will hold very nicely on my balloon garland. I came into my filming room and I decided that I want to extend this balloon garland all the way to the top. I want to close this pipe over here, and I feel like it's going to look very nice and complete to have something on one side. That's my opinion. I don't know. So I inflated two clusters of balloons, and I'm going to add them like this or the other way around. We'll see. So we'll tie them up by the necks of our balloons again, and I'm simply going to add it to my existing balloon garland. Now I'm going to add some of my gray over here to fill this space up, and a little bit of 5-inch balloons here and there. I will be using my rubber bands. I tied this portion of my balloon garland straight to this pipe. That's why this section is twisting back and forth. So I want to really secure this cluster to my garland, and I'll use some of my glue dashes just to keep everything in one spot, and I don't want this cluster to twist, and I didn't want to add one more cluster up top to make this longer to connect this to this, because I kind of like the shape that it gives, kind of like skinny over here and then again blow it over here. So I'll just use glue dashes. It's always great to have glue dashes on hand when you're working for a client, because you never know what's balloon garland gonna throw your way. Just because this part of my setup looks a little bit too bare, I decided to inflate 17-inch balloons and add them as a big pile of snow sort of a thing on this side to complete everything. And I'm going to add a little bit of gray, and it's going to look like a pile of snow, so like the rest of the setup. Anyways, let's attach this. Last but not least, to complete everything, I want to add these beautiful snowflakes. They have such a beautiful undertone. They kind of like a shimmery silver gold. I don't know if you can see it through camera, but these are not your usual typical snowflake like this. These are 3D. These are so beautiful. So these snowflakes have 6 layers. You just simply bend these layers just like that to create a 3D snowflake. Look how beautiful already, right? Again, bend the other way. Each side will have 3 layers. And let's fluff this side up. Be careful when you bend these. Just take your time, because they can rip if you are in a hurry, like I am over here. Just ripped it just a tiny bit. And voila, you have a 3D beautiful snowflake. You can adjust the layers just like this, and look at this. Now you have the string, and you can hang this snowflake basically from anywhere. I bought these snowflakes on Amazon. I will leave a link in the description under this video. These snowflakes come in a pack of 6, 3 different sizes. I will be hanging these snowflakes from this balloon garland. Maybe I will add some of the snowflakes over here, just glue them with my glue dots straight to my balloons. So you can take your string and literally tie your snowflake straight to your balloons with the string. It will hold the snowflakes really well as well. So whatever you want to do, whatever is easier. And here I decided to show you an up close how I use glue dashes and attach my snowflakes. So literally place your string on your glue dot, or the other way around, it doesn't matter, and glue everything to your balloon. Take that paper off, and voila, snowflake is securely hanging on your balloon garland. This is what I have for you guys today. This is my final setup, but I absolutely love what I see. I love all the subtle colors that I chose for this backdrop. You gotta be careful when you're working with such a busy backdrop because you don't want to overdo it. Sometimes a lot of colorful balloons will take away from the backdrop, and in my case I really wanted this red car to stand out and be the center of attention. Absolutely love all the grays and whites, and love my snowflakes. Love this part of my whole setup. It looks like it's snowing, and snowflakes landed on this pile of snow, creating more snow. I don't know, love the fairy tale feel of all this. I did use rubber bands, 260s, and necks of balloons to construct this whole thing, and a little bit of glue dots to attach some of my snowflakes and attach this section to this section of balloon garland. I will link and list everything in the description under this video. I will give you a balloon count either in a comment section below this video or in the description under this video. Go ahead and check it out. I will link this backdrop as well, Kate's backdrops. Thank you so much for sending this beautiful red car backdrop. Love it. About snowflakes, if you want to give your snowflake a little bit more length and extend your snowflake, then you can grab the string and tie it to the top snowflake. And look at this beautiful extension of my snowflake. Love everything. Alrighty guys, I hope it was inspiring and it was lovely to watch and entertaining to watch. I hope I gave you lots and lots of tricks and tips. If anything, leave your questions in the comment section below. A few pictures will be at the end of this video. Well, this is it, you guys. This is what I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful and inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. That's always helpful. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comment section below and I will try my best to help you out. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below for more videos, and I hope all of you will have a wonderful day, and I will see you back very soon. Bye.